The real cost of a Rolex Datejust. Ownership, insurance, depreciation. Owning a Rolex Datejust looks on the surface like a simple transaction. You buy the watch, you wear it, you enjoy the status and the engineering on your wrist. In reality, the true cost of a Datejust is spread across three main areas: the upfront price, the ongoing insurance and care, and the long-term behavior of its value over time, what we usually call depreciation. When people say a Rolex holds its value, they are often half right and half optimistic, and understanding which half is which is what turns an impulse luxury purchase into an intentional financial decision. To start with ownership, you are dealing with a watch that usually sells new for somewhere between $7,000 and $15,000, depending on the exact reference, size, bracelet, and whether there are diamonds or precious metals involved. Buying at a boutique or authorized dealer can mean paying full retail, while buying on the secondary market might mean paying either slightly less or, in some cases, even more than retail when demand is high and supply is restricted. On top of that, there are sales taxes, possible shipping or authentication fees, and any cost of travel or time that goes into sourcing the exact configuration you want. Ownership begins the moment you pay that initial price, but the financial story of the Datejust carries on long after the credit card is charged. Insurance enters the picture once the watch is on your wrist or sitting in a safe, because a Rolex Datejust is a target for theft, loss, and damage. Many owners choose to insure their watch through either a rider on a homeowner's or renter's policy, or through a specialized jewelry insurer that charges a percentage of the watch's appraised value each year. If your Datejust is insured for $10,000, an annual premium of 1 to 2% might mean paying $100 to $200 every year, simply to transfer the risk of loss or theft to an insurance company. In a market where values can move up or down, you also need periodic appraisals to make sure the insured value is accurate, and that adds more subtle cost in time and sometimes in appraisal fees. Depreciation is the most misunderstood part of the Rolex story, because the Datejust is often marketed in the culture as a watch that does not really lose value. The truth is more nuanced. The Datejust tends to depreciate less and more slowly than many other luxury watches, but it is not a guaranteed gain, especially if you buy new and sell in the short term. For a brand new Datejust purchased from a retailer, the watch often takes an initial hit the moment it becomes pre-owned, even if you walk out of the store and try to sell it the same week. Over 3 to 5 years, depending on market conditions, your particular model might hold steady, dip slightly, or in rare hot market stretches, rise above what you originally paid. Depreciation is also affected by how well you maintain the watch, whether you keep the box and papers, and how desirable your specific reference is to collectors. Service and maintenance also shape the real cost, even though they are often ignored in the initial excitement of purchase. A mechanical watch like the Rolex Datejust needs periodic servicing, usually every 5 to 10 years, to stay accurate and reliable. A full service from Rolex can easily cost several $100s or more, especially if parts need replacement, or there is cosmetic work like polishing and refinishing. If you own the watch for a decade or longer, you might go through 2 full services, and the total spent on maintenance alone can reach into the low thousands of dollars. While good servicing helps preserve long-term value, it is still real cash leaving your pocket over the lifespan of the watch. Wearing a Datejust also comes with small, ongoing ownership frictions that are harder to quantify, but still matter. You might invest in a safe or safe deposit box for storage. You might buy additional straps or bracelets to change the look, and you may spend time and money on cleaning, light polishing, or checking water resistance if you swim with the watch. There's also an opportunity cost. Money tied up in a luxury object is money not invested in assets that compound, like index funds, rental property, or a business. If $10,000 sits in a watch instead of an investment that returns, say, 7% per year, the cost of ownership includes not just what you pay out, but what you could have earned instead. The emotional and psychological returns complicate the picture further, because for many buyers, a Rolex Datejust is not just a timekeeping tool, it is a symbol. For some, it marks a career milestone, a promotion, or the sale of a business, and the feeling it creates every time they look at their wrist is worth something, even if you cannot put it into a spreadsheet. That emotional dividend is real, but it does not erase the financial realities. It just means you are paying a known premium for daily pride, confidence, and identity. The key is to recognize that the joy the watch brings has a cost that shows up in insurance statements, service receipts, and foregone investment growth. In the end, the real cost of a Rolex Datejust is a blend of cash, risk management, and time. You pay an initial price to own a finely made object, you commit to insuring it properly if you are being responsible, and you accept that the market will decide, over years, what that watch is worth on the secondary market. A Datejust can be a fairly resilient store of value compared to many other luxury items, but it is not a free ride, and it is not a substitute for more foundational wealth building. The smartest way to own one is to see it as a luxury purchase layered on top of a solid financial base, not as an investment strategy on its own, so that the watch on your wrist enhances your life without quietly undermining your long-term net worth.